What's up, everybody? Okay, this is it's going to be another video of a macro here, but this one is a Demonology macro. I'm going to go ahead and set you up here on the training dummy and let you see what it is. It's just a one button push and it does a lot of stuff. The only thing I know it does not put in is Command Demon, Summon Doom Guard, and Grimoire Service. Just because of the cooldowns those things occur, it messes up the rotation inside the macro. But alright, well, here we go. So we start out with Hand of Gul'dan. See, I'm also spec'd for Hand of Gul'dan to drop Doom on all targets too. Demonic Empowerment, Shadow Bolt, more Shadow Bolt filler. Now, in a second, you're going to see me pull out my demons because I wanted to build some soul shards first in the actual macro before I started working on demons. And it took me a minute to get this macro right because I have the summon Darkglare. So I had to set the macro to where when it got back around to him in the rotation, that he would be off cooldown. Yep, and here he is. Boom. See? So it actually worked out for me there. And I mean, I can let with the patch I've been doing about around 50 to 60k in demonology on normal. This macro itself, without adding in your command demon and the other two, the Doom Guard and then Grim Service, has me around 38, 39. When I add in these other three into my rotation along with the macro, I'm up to the where I was. So the macro actually fits for the rotation. It's not too bad. It's probably going to be a good questing macro too if you're leveling and running around. A good dungeon macro. I'm not going to recommend it for raiding because you're going to want to be spot on. But if you're just tired of messing with all those buttons in a dungeon, you can use this macro for that. It'll work just fine for a dungeon. I mean, if you want to use it for raiding, you probably want to tighten it up a little bit, edit it out. But that's just my opinion because this macro really wasn't written for raiding. This is just written for me seeing what it did in a rotation on a training dummy and out in the world and in dungeons. So, but here, let's go over the macro real quick. You have your same thing as the other one. This cast sequence, no channeling, reset equals target. Hand of Gul'dan to start off because I am actually spec'd into. I'll show you. Hand of Gul'dan. So my Hand of Gul'dan will actually apply Doom, not just to drop out imps. So really, I am starting with a Fel Guard and some imps and a Doom up at all the same time, which I found to be beneficial. I mean, there's other specs you could spec in. I mean, the power trip is pretty nice because this has got a lot of demonic empowerment in here in my rotation and my macro, and that's why I'm specking the shadowy inspiration as well because I'm using demonic empowerment, which makes my shadow bolt an instant cast when I use demonic empowerment. So it gives you the extra instant cast shadow bolt. Well, like I said, I'm spec'd into summon Darkglare over demon bolt. Now you'll have to change the macro around if you're going to use a demon bolt over the Darkglare because I have Darkglare in there, and of course your demon bolt's going to take the place of shadow bolt. So you would have to edit that if you wanted to. Basically here, Hand of Gul'dan starts it, demonic empowerment, shadow bolt, demonic empowerment, shadow bolt, shadow bolt, doom. Now this is where the Darkglare's summon was going to come in. That's why I had to add a doom in to give me an extra 1 second on the global cooldown, so he would be off cooldown when we got back to him. Life tap, summon Darkglare, call Dreadstalkers, demonic empowerment, shadow bolt, and then repeat the whole sequence all over again. Now, like I said, there is a life tap in here, so you'll never run out of mana, which helps. I mean, it's always in the rotation, so you'll never be low on mana. The only time you will is when you use these other two cooldowns, the Summon Doom Guard and the Grim Service. when you pull the demon out. That's the only time I noticed that I ran kind of low on mana, which I didn't think they used mana at all. So I just had to add an extra life tap in there on my own. Now, I mean, you can add in other things to this macro. This is basically like a single target thing. You can add in like some AOE factors, like your demon wrath or whatnot. Um, but the macro works pretty well, I thought, for you know um, single target rotation, and the rotation's pretty decent. I mean, it's like I said, it's not going to be rating rotation, but this is great for dungeons. It works for dungeons. It works for while you're out in the world. So, I mean, I'd probably sharpen it up a little bit if you're going to raid with it. But that's going to be the video here for the Demonology macro that I made for this is the Legion pre-Legion patch 7.0.3. The macro works awesome. You guys can try it out and see what you think. If you got any adjustments or anything, um, you know, if you want to let me know, put them in the comments. Let me know if there was some other stuff I could have edited or adjusted, a different way to make it even better. This was just me kind of throwing it together this morning, again at like 5:30 in the morning. So please just hit me up with a like button there. Subscribe if you enjoy the video. If you got you know any opinions, anything I could have adjusted or done differently, just put it down in the comment section. Anyways, you guys have a good one. I'll check you later.